Hello, my name is Benjamin Franklin. I was born 1-17-1706. When I was 17, I ran away from Boston to Philadelphia. I became postmaster of Philadelphia. I signed the Declaration of Independence. I'm smart, caring, curious, funny, and happy. I'm so smart, I found out where electricity came from. I started the first public library and a volunteer firefighter. I am an important person in the USA. I am a hero because I made inventions that are important to the US, and I still use them a lot today.
I was born on January 4th, 1809 in a small town called Hoop Ferry near Pierce. When I was 10 years old, I grabbed an owl from my dad's workshop and I was imitating my dad. It wouldn't hurt my eye and I became blind. When I was scared, I turned blind. 10 years later, I went to school for the blind. I learned to read with raised letters, but it was kind of difficult for me. I made my Braille code at night when others were sleeping. In 1826, I became a teacher. I was a nice teacher. I was famous for inventing Braille, which is a code of dots for blind people. It helps blind people with reading and writing. I loved to play music on the organ. I was smart, creative, determined, caring, and helpful.
I'm named Garrett. I was a home run king. I broke my leg when it was drove into the dirt. And then, when I was 40, I broke Babe Ruth's home run record. First, I joined the Mobile Bears. Then, I went against the Indianapolis Clowns. I was very strong to my teammates. I could hit a fastball, a pop fly, and a curveball too. Now that's cool. I was a hero because I broke a lot of records and kids looked up to me.
Hi, I am Martin Luther King Jr. and I was born on January 15th, 1929. I love to help sick people and make them feel better. I am a caring boy and never sad and always happy. I was named after my father. I helped change the laws, and one of the laws are that black people had to sit in the back row and white people had to sit in the front row. I finished high school when I was only 15 years old. My family spent a lot of time in church. I asked people not to fight anymore.
Hi, I'm Clara Barton. I was born in 1821 in Northford, Massachusetts. I was a smart and shy girl. I trained to be a teacher when I was only 15 years old. I got my first teaching job when I was just 16, and I taught in that school for 12 years. I helped thousands of men in the war as a nurse. They called me the angel of the battlefield.
Hi, I'm Jackie Robinson. I was born January 31st, 1919 in Connecticut. I died October 24, 1972 in Stamford, Connecticut. I married Rachel Robinson in 1946. I was first baseman, infielders, second base, runner back, and shortstop. I became the first black baseball player in Major League Baseball. I had 3 children, Jackie Robertson Jr., Dave Robertson, and Sarah Robertson.
Martin Luther King Jr. In Martin Luther King Jr.'s early life, a black woman named Rosa Parks was riding the bus from a long day of work. When bus driver told to give up her seat to a black person and she said no, so she went to jail. Martin Luther King is famous for being a leader in the USA to help black and white people so they both have equal rights. He was born on January 15, 1929. Martin Luther King was kind and helpful. Here is some fun facts about Martin Luther King. His family called him ML. He had to split the black and white people. His original name was not Martin Luther King Jr. Martin Luther King Jr. got shot in 1968. Dr. King was actually Mitchell King Jr. Martin L. King is a hero because changed laws and made the world a better place to live in. Hero Report by Amelia Earhart by Lauren Lake. Hi, I'm Amelia Earhart. I was born in Kansas, 1897. I also had a sister. I like to explore and learn. I also played a lot of outdoor games with my sister. In 1917, I worked as a hospital nurse. I flew across the Atlantic Ocean and wanted to fly across the world, but I disappeared over the Bermuda Triangle in 1939. I was a hero because I flew across the world, and I got people to believe they can do anything they believe in. My traits: brave, explorer, and courage.
Hero Report, Rosa Parks by Kylie Splinter. In 1913, I was born. When I was 11, I was sent to a school for black children. Back then, black and white people couldn't be together. They were separated. This was called segregation. Black people couldn't use the same water fountains, bathrooms, schools, and buildings as white people. Back then, African Americans were treated unfairly, and I was one of the great leaders that helped change the laws. I often worked with Martin Luther King Jr. He is another great leader that changed the laws too. In 1955, I rode a public bus, and I was sitting in the front when a white male came on the bus, and then the bus driver told me to give up my seat for the white passenger. I refused to give up my seat, so the bus driver called the police and I was arrested. The next day, I went to court and changed the laws. In 1965, I worked in the Detroit office and helped people find good homes and jobs. Today, people call me Mother of Civil Rights Movement.
Hero Report, Wilma Rudolph by Ashley Long. I was born on June 23, 1940. I was born 2 months too early. I was only 4 pounds. I was diagnosed with polio. Polio is a disease that makes it hard for people to breathe. I lost feeling of my left leg. I had a leg brace to help. I had to go to the doctor's office 2 times a week for a long time. I started walking without my leg brace in 1949. Played basketball on a team, and that is how I was recognized. I was a top scorer, and I was good at getting the ball. It was hard because I had 21 siblings and my mom worked as a rail reporter. I got asked to run track and I won 3 gold medals at the Rome Olympics. I got them in the 1960s. I got married to my high school sweetheart and had 4 kids.
Have you ever been interested in legends? Well, here's one I think you might like. Hi, I'm Johnny Appleseed. I was born on September 26, 1774 in Leominster, Massachusetts. When I was young, my mother died. That's why I do what I do. I am very caring for any kind of living thing. When people were in war, I cared for both sides. I also made the world greener by planting trees. I also ran 30 miles in one day. That's 4 miles longer than a marathon. And I also had a pet wolf. I saved the wolf from a trap. Also, my real name is John Chapman. I also love to play and protect animals from hunters. I was once wrestling with bears. Animals love me. I am so nice, I opened up a preserve just for animals. I also planted orchards and returned every year.
I'm Rosa Parks. I was born February 4th, 1913, and that was a really long time ago. I was born in Tuskegee, Alabama. In my early life, when I was 11, I was sent to a school for black girls. I was famous because I stood up for other black people by telling white people I was tired of being mistreated and I did not want to give up my seat to a white person on a bus in 1955. The reason I stood up for other black people was because of my character traits. Here's some traits about me. I am caring, noble, brave, smart, courageous, outstanding, respectful, and heroic. Here are some facts about me. I have no children. I was a great-granddaughter to slaves. I lived on my grandparents' small farm. I hardly saw my dad when I was older. The Ku Klux Klan is a group of hated white people because they did other things other people hated. The KKK beat, tortured, and killed many African Americans. My grandfather kept a shotgun from the KKK to protect his family. My mom was a school teacher and taught me how to read. The end.
Nelson Mandela by Zach Arnsdorf. Would you like to learn about Nelson Mandela? I was born in July 1918 in South Africa. My real name was Radella. When I was 9 years old, my dad died and I was sent miles away to live with someone else. As I grew up, I helped change the laws and helped people. In my 30s, I got married. I had 4 children. I went to jail many times. I changed the segregation law, which was an unfair law that separated white from black people. I was in a boycott. A boycott is when people quit doing something. I died in December 5th, 2013.
Martin Luther King Jr. by Jack Pripot. Would you like to learn about Martin Luther King Jr.? I was born on January 15, 1929. I had a white friend and one day I got told that he couldn't play with me. I thought that was unfair, so I started to stand up for black people. I was a leader and had braveness and courage to say, I have a dream today. I have 4 children, Dexter Scott King, Yolanda King, Martin Luther King Jr., and Bernice. I helped Rosa Parks boycott the bus and talk to people about it. I was assassinated on April 4th, 1968.
Here report Jackie Robinson by Dylan Smith. I'm famous for changing baseball because black people could never play in the big leagues. I was in a Pepper Street gang. They were a bunch of black, Japanese, and Mexican boys who got into trouble. I decided I didn't want to do that anymore and wanted to play baseball. I played with the Dodgers. My number was 42. I was strong because the other people said, get out of here, you don't belong here, or they would try to hit me with the ball. I was born on August 14th, 1919. I changed the rules for baseball so black people could play in the big leagues with white people.
Hero Report, Wilma Rudolph by Bella Martinez. Wilma Rudolph is a hero, and I'm going to tell you why. First, she had to go to the doctor 2 times a week because she had polio in her left leg. Next, she was a track star. She also won 3 gold medals. Here are some fun facts. Wilma was born 2 weeks early. Also, her coach made the track team. If they were late, the amount of minutes they were late, they would have to run around the track. Wilma was 30 minutes late, so she would have to run around the track 30 times. After that, she came 30 minutes early. Wilma had 21 siblings, including her 22. She was the 20th out of 22. She played basketball, but she had to wear a brace on her leg. That is how she became a hero. We could all learn a lot from her. The end.
Hero Report. Anne Frank by Olivia Gibson. Anne Frank was nice, short, creative, kind, Jewish, caring, and she had long hair. Her early life was that she wrote diaries and books by making diaries into a book and being creative. Anne Frank was famous for helping her family out. Anne Frank lived in Germany. It was a bad life for Anne Frank because people that had brown hair and brown eyes would get locked up, and they had to work for the other people, and they didn't get any food after they were done working for the other people. They would get locked up each day after they were done working. Anne Frank died because she worked with the others and none of the workers got food, so she died when she was 15 years old. The end.
Hero Report, Martin Luther King Jr. by Joshua Erner. Hello, my name is Martin Luther King Jr. I was born on January 15, 1929. I died on April 4th, 1968. I was famous for fighting for civil rights. I lived in Atlanta, Georgia. My traits: I had lots of courage, I was brave and respectful, and willing to put people first, and I was caring. Fun facts: I was born in Atlanta, Georgia. I never bragged. My words were very, very, very loud, that everyone could hear me.
Hi, I'm Martin Luther King Jr.
I had a white friend. My friend's mother told me my friend couldn't play with me anymore. I was brave, nice, a hero, courageous, did what's right, stands up for people, and am a good sport. I was a hero because I made a speech for equal rights. Some fun facts are, I changed segregation laws so whites and blacks can be friends and go to the same school. Now everyone we want can be our friend.
Hero Report, Neil Armstrong by Clayton Dolter. Neil Armstrong was born in 1930. When Neil was very young, he always wanted to fly. He looked up to people who flew aircrafts. At age 16, he got his pilot license. Neil Armstrong was the first man to walk on the moon. Some fun facts are that Neil was on the moon for 21 hours. Neil Armstrong was very brave and an explorer.
Hero Report, Martin Luther King Jr. by Caitlin Ebel. I believe in all Americans should be treated equally. I was born on January 15, 1925. I cared for all people equally. I fought for civil rights. I changed my laws. The laws was black people can go to schools with white people. A lot of people liked me. I was attacked and arrested for standing up for people. More and more Americans understood that it was wrong to treat black people differently from white people. I helped many people think this way.
First, I am a hero and I am going to tell you why. I was born on January 15th, 1929 in Atlanta, Georgia. I led a bus boycott after Rosa Parks was arrested. Next, I was famous for standing up for black people and making better laws. Then I lived in a holiday house in New York City in 1968. The qualities I have are kind and brave. You could learn a lot about me.
Alexander Graham Bell was born on March 3rd, 1847. His mother was hard of hearing, and his father was a speech teacher. The town he lived in was known for its rich culture of art and science. Alexander Graham Bell wanted to help people, so he became a teacher for deaf children. He taught them how to speak. He invented a machine that cleaned wheat. He is best known for inventing the telephone. He has 12 patents in his name. He died August 2, 1922.
I was born on August 4th, 1961 in Hawaii. During my early life, I lived in Indonesia. My first house that I lived in did not have a flushing toilet, and the streets in the neighborhood were not yet paved.
While there, my stepfather gave me a pet ape named Tata. I also tried cool new foods such as snake meat and roasted grasshoppers. My pet's name is Bo. I was running for president and I said the ways of Washington must change. I took an oath of office, used the same Bible that Abraham Lincoln used when he was sworn in as president. I became president when I made a speech in 2008.